Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Step Chat. I am your host, Steve Jones, the executive producer of Float. And if I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, I really look forward to one day in the very near future. Hello, Mr. Russell. Matt Russell is always like the first one to say hello on the call. So I'm guessing because, he's a time traveler and, he's ahead of the game in Australia. Hello, Miss Stephanie. Good to see you. Nope, you did not beat Matt, Dina. That's so funny. But good try, though. I appreciate your effort nonetheless. So it's good to see everybody once again. Hello, Brenda. Good to see you. And Natasha, lovely to see you as well. There you go. Matt Russell keeps watching and keeps watching and keeps watching. So I'm not sure what's up. Celeste, how's it going? Nice to see you. Hope everybody's doing well. This has been a very challenging week for me personally. It has been... There's been, it's been, the good news is work-wise, it's been relatively slow. Hello, Angela. It's been relatively slow for us work-wise. The snow, of course, last weekend wiped out Valentine's Day, which we talked about. And now we're back to this kind of like, maybe somebody will call, maybe they won't kind of conversation, that we're having. I mean, the good thing is we're starting to get more calls. We're getting more inquiries. But, at the same time, we're getting, those stupid calls, right? You know what I'm talking about. Like yesterday, we get a phone call yesterday from a woman who wants us to deliver balloons to her brother today. And we're like, yeah, we can do that just fine. We can deliver today. It's not a problem. And then we quoted her the delivery and everything else. She's like, what? That's outrageous. And I said, well, if you're not happy with the cost of delivery, there's another company downtown that you could actually call and, I'm sure they can help you out. Oh, they don't deliver on Sundays. Oh, okay. Well, there's another company that's north of town. They might be willing to. No, they're not delivering at all right now. Look at all? No, they're not delivering at all. Oh. Okay. So you're telling me that we're the only company that you can find that's willing to make a delivery on Sunday, and you're complaining about my delivery fee. That's what I mean by stupid calls, right? They're ones that they want the Kim Kardashian party for $100, that kind of thing. That's what this week has been a lot of. So it's challenging. Hi, Sherry Rankin, good to see you. But and then there's been some other personal stuff going on, like human interest drama stuff that is challenging always, and it's never easy. I don't know about you guys. I don't know why I'm not getting. There it is. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now I can see it. Nicole, you're right. You can't. And I don't even know if it's stupid as much. Nicole said you can't fix stupid. I don't know if it's stupid as much as it is just unmitigatingly self-absorbed. It's just like hello, Jackie. I had a mom, a client, about a decade ago, more than that now, actually, when I lived in Cincinnati, who called me up begging and pleading because her DJ canceled and her mitzvah was a week away. Hi, Cindy. Hey, Pat. And crying, almost in tears on the phone that her DJ had canceled. The mitzvah's in a week. Can I please help her find somebody that will help her out? And I had a buddy, and I called him up, and I said, hey, I got a client that needs help. Can you help her out? Absolutely. I've got some availability left for next weekend. We can get her set up. And then maybe 20 minutes later, he calls me, yelling at me for the referral. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What the hell? I'm trying to give you business. He said, did you vet this person at all? And I'm like, now, first of all, it's not my job to vet a client for you, okay? She's spending X amount of money with me already. I don't know what's the problem. Hi, Lisa. Hello, Hannah. And apparently, after begging and pleading with him to be available, she then insisted for about 15 minutes that because she was bringing him last minute, unexpected business, that he should give her a deep discount. So now I got my friend angry at me. I'm trying to help him out and give him a client, and now my friend's angry at me because he thinks I dumped a POA client on him. So PITA, I should say. So there's that. But again, that was a long time ago, and he's actually out of business now. So and I am not. So there you go. Okay. So tonight I want to chat a little bit, but before, oh, where'd he go? Hold on. So Roscoe at one point was right over here. Okay, hold on. Well, there's two different boxes. And you know what? The truth of the matter is, if I don't do this, I'm going to get somebody very upset with me. So let's see. Well, he's not. Roscoe has insisted on 2 trailers. He's not in his first trailer, right? He is not in his second trailer. However, Roscoe is right there coming out of his food thing. There he goes. So hopefully all of you that are really, really worried about Roscoe's appearance on StepChat, the self-indulged orange cat afloat has officially gotten his on-air screen time for the night. So, or at least part of it. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's really funny. He like I said, until right before I started recording, he was in the box right here, and it was just a matter of literally spinning the thing, and there it was. So yes, Theresa, Roscoe has multiple trailers. It's in his contract. Yeah, great. And for those of you that, if you didn't see Alexa's post today, I shared it in the float group. It is possibly the most adorable picture I think has ever been taken of Roscoe. Because, you know, Roscoe has resting face all the time when he takes pictures. So there you go. That is one thing also, too, if you'll notice, I just censored myself. That is one of the things that I'm trying to make some changes on with the network. It has come to, I personally believe that my own language has not been the best when it comes to this show and when it comes to Tuesdays with Tony. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing a better job of being as professional as I can when I'm talking to you. The way I saw it previously, it was okay. Hey, Mr. Lewis. The way I saw it, the occasional offensive language, to me, was kind of an extension of I don't want to say integrity, but integral, as in, you know, you're seeing the real me as opposed to a facade. But at the same time, I have to remain professional, and so I'm. So there you go. I'm trying to be, you know, a little more uppity up. So there you have it. So I'm censoring myself. So Rob, yeah, if you haven't seen the picture that Alexa took of Roscoe, you have to see it. It's in the float group. It's adorable. There you go. Okay, so we do have some stuff to talk about tonight. I don't have a full docket of things to talk. I probably won't go throughout, you know, for the whole hour tonight, because I just don't. I say that, and who knows. But I do want to share with everybody some stuff that's currently going on in the world of float. First of all, Melissa's class. If you are watching this video and you have not signed up for Melissa's class, you're too late. I apologize, but the class closed officially an hour and 7 minutes ago. So Melissa's class for Gear Up for Graduation is officially closed. So if you did not sign up for that class, you're going to have to wait until it's available as a digital download at the end of March. Okay? So for those of you that did sign up for Melissa's class, and there were a lot of you, for those of you that did sign up, here's the deal. The official email, the instructional email that goes out to everybody enrolled in the class is going to be sent out tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern time, okay? It is scheduled, it's in the bin, or it's in the queue, it's ready to go, and it just has to go out. I thought about sending it out tonight, but the reality is I've got 2 different people with eyes on it to review it, and neither one's gotten back to me yet. So I want to make sure it's not, I didn't screw something up in it before it goes out. So I'm waiting for them to get back on it. So there's that. So the email blast with all your instructions and everything goes out tomorrow morning. Okay. The class itself is held this Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is 6 p.m. on the East Coast, and it's 5 p.m. in Paducah, Kentucky, which is where Melissa Vincent will be teaching from. So there's that. Okay. Once the class is, and again, remember, if you're eligible to be live in the class, you'll get an email. If you are not eligible, Jackie Sopko, I'm going to come to this in a minute because clearly you do not read a thing I send you. Okay? Come on now. Now, Melissa's class, sidetrack completely. The replay option will end up coming to you by no later than this Friday, the 26th. Okay. If I can get the email done, or if I can get the video edited before then you'll get the email earlier. Okay. But the reality is, remember, you get 4 weeks to replay the class for free. 4 weeks to replay for free. So you will have until from February 26th all the way until March 26th to watch Melissa's class again for free. No, Jackie, you opened this can. We're going to eat it. Hello there, Suzanne Lively. Good to see you. So what we're doing, you get the 4 weeks again. Okay, we're doing that whole 4-week thing now. So you have almost an entire month to replay it for free. Then from March 27th through April 3rd, that is your $5 option. Again, this only applies to you if you enrolled in the class. If you enrolled in the class, once it becomes a digital download, you get 1 week to buy it for $5 as opposed to $50. Okay, and that time frame is March 27th to April 3rd. All of this information, by the way, is going to be in the same email you're going to get tomorrow morning. Okay, so it is imperative that you pay attention to these emails because it is amazing. Hold on, I'm frozen. There we go. Okay, I was frozen at some point, so I don't know. But it's amazing how many times I got to go over this. It is what it is. And it's only frustrating when it's the same people over and over and over. Okay, Jackie Sopka. Jackie, the memes that we post on the group, no. Melissa's class, the Float Foundation classes are not free. The Float Foundation classes cost $30 to attend. However, if you are at least pre-registered for Float 2022, you get $10 off the class. You can sign up for $20. Okay? So that's how it works. And I know you saw these memes because you made a comment months ago in one, or a month ago in one, that I responded to you about the whole, because you said, oh, graduation's going to suck. And I said, oh, our graduation was the best we ever had. So if you remember that conversation. So you got to read the stuff that we're posting. One of the reasons why we went to creating memes as opposed to, because anybody will tell you, in the early days of Float, Steve wrote epic books. I wrote epic novels explaining all this stuff, and everybody complained that it was too long and it was too much to read. Okay, that's fine, I get it. So then I started shortening it. Well, then it became more novels. And everybody's like, Steve, it's too long, it's blah, blah, blah. And what I've discovered is that, okay, well, if we make memes, if we just make pictures for the most part and put the information in the pictures, it's easier to digest. But it's amazing that people just read the top line of the meme and they don't read the rest of it. And so it's like, ugh, really? So, and like I said, I'm not picking on Jackie. I'm saying people in general do this all the time. So yeah, I don't get upset with people that ask me questions. That seems to be this new thing. Everybody that emails me now is like, Steve, don't kill me. I'm not going to kill you. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm only going to get upset with people when it's this, because it seems like there's this handful of people that are constantly asking the same questions over and over and over again. And it's like, are you retaining anything that come on, guys, really? I mean, it's like, I will send, okay, let me give you a good example. I'm not trying to pick on anybody at all. I'm not going to say names. That's not what we're talking about. But with this 4-week period coming up for Melissa's class, when the replay goes live, you get one email. 2 weeks later, you get a second email reminding you that you've only got 2 weeks left. Another week later, you get a third email stating that you've only got a week left. Then finally, you get a fourth email 2 or 3 days before the deadline saying your last day is this day. It is amazing how many people will email me an hour before midnight on the last day. I just got this email. Guys, come on. Oh, Jackie, I'm not picking on you. I'm not. Because believe me, Jackie, this happens all the time. It happens all the time. So it's fine. Now, What Dina pointed out is that next month's class with Jeff Kelly is free for anyone who is at least pre-registered for Float. And we're going to have more details on that next week, because it occurred to me just the other day that there is no way we can accommodate the 300 people that are currently at least pre-enrolled for Float. We cannot accommodate all of those people on a single Zoom call. So we're going to have to talk to. I'm going to talk to Jeff about a couple things. So we're going to look into that and get back to you on that. All right. Now, this last email, there has been a little bit of confusion, and I've been doing everything I can to spread the word about this, and apparently it's still not getting through to everybody. So I'm going to try again and share it. So most of the emails now that come out from Float are no longer coming from steve@floatconvention.com. They are now coming out at info@floatconvention.com, which I think is really funny, because in the last couple of days, I've gotten complaints from people. Okay, Cynthia, I'm going to come back to this, okay? Okay, and Suzanne, I'm going to come back to you also, because you're not technically staff. So we need to be careful. Cynthia, I'm not picking on you either. But what I'm saying, here's what I do want to say. When the power goes out in a major part of the country, you may not have access. If you run out of power, you may not have access to your email. But emails continue to come in even if your computer's not on. When you turn your computer on, after, say, 2 days of not having power, the email that you were sent that morning is still going to be in your inbox. Right? We all know that when you power the computer down, that doesn't shut your emails down. The emails still keep coming. You just get notified of them when you start your computer back up again. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, so there's been some confusion, though, and like I said, our new office manager is Aphrodite Gonzalez. And what's happening is people, like with Dante's email blast, apparently people were completely disregarding Dante's class for $5. They were disregarding that point entirely. And apparently they were looking at Aphrodite Gonzalez going, I don't know this person, delete. So there you go. So Aphrodite Gonzalez is our office manager, and she is info@floatconvention.com. And from this point forward, almost all the email blasts that are going out to you are going to come from info@floatconvention.com. And the reason for that is because I want you guys, more and more of your issues to be directed to the office manager, okay? Please refer those, because that's what I'm paying her for, is to help me out and take some load off of me. And it's starting to help. I mean, it really is. I'm getting less questions that I have to answer, which is great, because that's what she's doing, right? Now, she's not always, I mean, she doesn't live on the computer. And she's only paid to cover emails a couple days a week. So, she's going to check, on certain days or whatever. That's really it. And to be honest with you, at this point in the game, that's really all you need. And anything that's pressing, like today, for example, everybody knew to call me. Like, Steve, I need the code. I need the code. All right, here you go. Boom. It's fine. I don't care. But again, we need to be conscious of where these emails are going to. Okay. If you don't have your computer, some people had to leave their homes. Some just got power here in Texas. Absolutely, Cynthia, you are correct. Did you have your phone? Did you have your phone? Because the last time I checked, everybody's got their phone. And if you got your phone, then you got access to email. So there. I'm not trying to be mean about this, but again, every class session, and I'm not saying Cynthia, I'm just Cynthia and I are having this conversation right now. Every class session that we do it seems like the same group of people are always asking me for an extension of the free replay every class session. The same set of people are asking for extensions on the $5 coupon every time. And at some point in the game, you guys, the only thing I can say is this what you're gonna, do you accept this from your own clients? Do you accept this behavior from your own clients? If you do, then my God, you got to be going crazy. At some point, we got to just start being big people here, and we got to start doing it right. And the problem is, I'm never going to get everybody to do it right if I keep bending the rules over and over and over. So that's what's going on. Now, Suzanne Lively asked a question, does this apply to staff? Okay, Suzanne, first of all, you are part of the safety squad, okay? So that, but yes, you qualify. The staff is part of it too. I just want to make sure that you're clear that you're actually not on staff, you're on the safety squad, okay? And there is a difference, and technical differences, but yes, there's a difference. So, why can't people buy the $5 download as an add-on time during registration? Tristan Michael Savage. Because to be very honest with you, at this point in the game, the way we're registering, it is possible, I guess we could do that, but I also feel like here's the problem. Okay, oh no, that's right, we had this conversation. Here's why we don't do that. That's right, I completely forgot we had the conversation. Here's why we don't do it, and that's why I was so frustrated, because I knew there was a reason why we're not doing this. Here's what it is, and don't tell me this doesn't happen, because it's happened. We have people, thank you, Rosie, thank you. We've had people, okay, and Cynthia, I'm gonna come back to you. We've had people qualify for coupon codes and then sell them to other people. I'll give you access to my coupon code for 20 bucks or whatever. So the problem is, if we allow people to buy the class in advance, they still have to download it during a certain time. And then the problem is, if we do that and then create a general code that's now out there for 5 weeks, do you see the problem? The problem is now these people are out pimping it, selling the coupon code. So then, then everybody's like, oh, well, the solution's easy. Then you just give everybody a distinct coupon code. So I'm supposed to create 75 to 100 individual coupon codes? It's not worth it for $5. It's not. So there you go. That's what's going to happen. Oh, no, Cynthia. No, darling. No. You're saying I didn't have access to the codes. I didn't have access to the password. Did you have your phone? Because if you had your phone, you had email in your phone. And guess where the password was? In the email. So you had it. So there's that. So hello, Christy. Good to see you. So that's what's going on with all this right now. So we're not, that's it. The system is the system, okay? And I'm sorry, we're doing everything we can to make this easier for people. And it seems like all anybody wants to do is just gripe and moan about what we're trying to do, and I'm getting frustrated by it. It's true. I am getting frustrated. And I'm not talking about Cynthia. I'm not talking about Jackie. I'm not talking about Tristan. I'm talking in general. It's been, like I said, it's been a rough week with people and my patients. Carlos, who does that? It happens. We've caught, one of the reasons why we don't do Black Friday sales anymore, or we stopped pretty much doing them, with the video line, is about 5 years ago, we had an individual who comes to Float sent me a message. And in the message was a screenshot. And the screenshot was in a private Facebook group that I was obviously not privy to. Hello, Suzette. Good to see you. That was basically, the post said, hey guys, balloondvds.com is doing a Black Friday sale. You guys let me know what you want to buy. I'll buy the video and sell you copies for $10 each. So well, it turns out I was friends with this person on Facebook. So I messaged the individual privately and said, hey, what's up with this? And the response was, oh, I got hacked. You got hacked. I got hacked. You got hacked 10 minutes ago. And you've already got your account back. I got hacked. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. You know, that's the thing, right? Well, then about 3 minutes after that, the original person that messaged me sends me another screenshot. And the new screenshot is, okay, which one of you blankety blanks went out and told Steve what I was doing? So then I messaged this person again, and I said, I thought you got hacked. She unfriended me really fast after that. So, yeah, that's a thing. So, yeah, that's why we don't sell coupon codes and leave them out there hanging for 5 weeks at a time, because this kind of stuff happens. It's just, you know, it's, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, in this world of digital stuff, you know, anybody can Dropbox stuff, email stuff back and forth. I know it happens. I know it happens. That doesn't mean we approve of it happening. It just means I know it happens. And at the end of the day, you're just stealing from the artist involved. So, you know, it really, that's who you're stealing from me, and you're stealing from the artist in question. But, you know, some people, I mean, as we've learned, and I learned this from the earliest days in doing this stuff. You know, everybody's buddy and everybody's friends and everybody's this until somebody wants you to pay them for something. And then suddenly all bets are off. And suddenly it becomes a matter of, you know, I'm not Steve, the fellow balloon guy anymore. I'm Steve, the guy who's trying to take my money. And that's a thing. It's unfortunate, but that's, you know, and that was one of the most shocking realizations for me when I started doing all this, because before Float, it was the video line. And when I found out there were, and this is even before this incident that I just told you, when I found out there were actually concentrated efforts out there of balloon people intentionally trying to scam us to get free videos, I was absolutely devastated, because I just could not believe that other balloon people would do that to another balloon person. But the reality is, you just, you know, people are people. And people are going to try to rip off what they can rip off. And so you have to realize, and at first it was very, like I said, it was very soul crushing to me, because I took it very personally, right? Eventually I was able to learn that, you know, the actions that someone is taking, and this is very important for me to say right now, there is a difference between the actions that a person is taking and their consideration of you, right? At the end of the day, they respect their own desires and their own whatever more than they respect you. When I learned to detach from that, it made things much easier. So, you know, People are always going to try to get away with something for nothing. It's always going to happen. Just roll with it. Just learn. So, but yeah, that's why we don't pre-sell the codes. That's why we don't do any of that stuff, because it just doesn't work. Janice Whitehead, I'm assuming that you're having the same problem that Matt Russell was having, because according to this, you're watching me like 7 or 8 times in a row. Hope everything's all right on your end with your device. Okay, so please remember that in the future, if you see an email from Aphrodite Gonzalez, okay, it's from us, and it will be info@floatconvention.com. If you're ever unsure, just search your email for floatconvention.com, not floattheconvention.com, floatconvention.com. I've had actually a couple people this week. I've been searching everywhere for floattheconvention.com and I can't find it. Well, that's because we're not floattheconvention.com. We are floatconvention.com. So, okay, that's good. I'm glad, Janice. I just don't know what it is, Janice. I just keep getting notifications that you're watching. I'm like, great, Janice is watching. So, okay. There's been some other confusion that's been happening quite a bit lately that I want to go over, and that is the hotel reservation system. So I want to explain the difference between what you guys are experiencing. So on the one hand, we've got the float schedule, and on the other hand, you have a schedule presented by the hotel. Now, the float schedule is the activity schedule of things that are taking place. And over here at the hotel, they have something on their website when you log in, when you hit the link in the email that you were sent, if you are fully paid, and it says float convention, February 20th to the 28th. So everybody's trying to book a reservation for float from the 20th through the 28th. The problem is that date set does not represent the schedule of the convention. Those dates represent the days that the hotel is offering a discounted room rate through our block. Okay? So here's the thing. So in other words, when you go to, all right, and then here's the other thing. Not this past week, but the week before, those of you that are fully paid for float got an email. And in that email, there was a link for the teachers. There was a link for the hotel that you used to register with. There was a link for Melissa's class. And then there was a link for Float Fun, which says right here, click here for the activity schedule. Okay? So go to floatconvention.com, look for the activity option, scroll down to menu or to schedule, and click there. That schedule is updated. Okay? That schedule is absolutely updated for 2022. So you can now look at the schedule and go, oh, okay. The actual convention itself, opening night of the convention, is January 23rd. So if you're not planning on coming in early to take a CBA exam or the Certified Balloon Professional exam or Mahoney's thing or the master classes or any of that stuff, if you don't want to do any of that, then plan on arriving on the 23rd. Okay? If you are planning on taking master classes or Dave Mahoney and Amanda Mahoney's workshop, you might want to check in on Friday the 21st. And if you are planning on taking the Certified Balloon Professional exams, then you're going to want to check in on the 20th. Now, the problem is this. When we originally planned all this, we didn't have a lot of these activities on the front end, not like the CBP testing and the other stuff. So we only booked a handful of rooms for the first 2 nights. So, well, let me keep going. Okay, Hannah, hold on one second. So then, here's the next. I think I'm about to answer your question, Hannah. Is what I think I'm about to do. So, that's before the convention. The last official final night, the Designer Awards Gala at Float, is January 26th. Okay, and we tell everyone that the last day is January 27th. The reason we do this is because everybody checks out on the last day. Well, when we used to list the convention as the last day as being Wednesday, everybody would check out the morning of the 26th. Then they got nowhere to change for final night. And then people were screaming at me, why did you tell us it ended today? It does end today. So what we did is we created another event on the 27th, which is the float feedback meeting. And that is officially the last convention activity. Okay? So that's it. So if you want to come to float and you're not planning on taking any of the master classes or any of the preliminary stuff, you want to check into the hotel on the 23rd and you want to check out on the 27th. And if you are using those dates as of right now, there's no problem booking a room. The issue is, if you try to book any night that is full at this point, and this is the one thing I hate about the Marriott reservation system. If you want to check in on the 21st and leave on the 27th, and the 21st is full, it kicks out the entire reservation. It won't let you book any of it. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that. So that's what's going on. Now, the good news is I have received permission from the hotel to expand the block. It's not been done yet. It will be getting done very soon. So when that happens, I'll let you all know, and then you can start, for those of you that couldn't get a room the night of the 21st or whatever, you can, or the 20th, you can now get those rooms scheduled, okay? So that's a thing. So there's that. So Hannah True. So we're not going to miss anything if we leave on the 27th. Absolutely not. There is no official float activity that takes place on the 27th. What some people do is some people come, like if they've never been to Chicago, the 27th might be the day they go sightseeing, right? They might stick around a day or two and go sightseeing after the convention. They might come in a little early, go sightseeing before the convention. You know, it just depends. So yeah, there's that. But no, there's no activity. The only thing that really happens on the 27th after the feedback meeting is all behind the scenes stuff. Getting things packed up to go, and that's really it. So yeah, it's not a big deal. Cool, you're good. All right. All right, there's one more thing I want to talk about real quick, and that is that we've been, you may have noticed, in fact, Patty Gutter made a post about this earlier today. There it is. 37 finally popped up. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Thank you, Theresa. Patty Gutter brought this up earlier today. So she could not find last week's Step Chat, and she wanted to watch it before tonight's Step Chat. And which, first of all, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. But you'll notice that a whole bunch of the past shows are no longer in the float group. So what's been happening is I've just been trying to clean things up. So as a show, right, like this one's a show, when Step Chat gets listed on YouTube, once it's uploaded onto YouTube, at this point, we can absolutely remove it from this group. Now, more than likely what will happen is we'll keep it for a couple days maybe or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But once it's on YouTube, we can just, we don't need to keep cluttering the timeline. For example, one of the things I went through, I deleted out about an entire month's worth of shows. I deleted out a month's worth of notifications about shows, right? Because we don't need to scroll through the timeline and see like all of the Step Chat announcements. See you at 6, see you at 6, see you at 6. TMI, we don't need to see Theresa's lovely face. Boom, 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 over and over and over. Well, Seth does, and I'm sure he appreciates it. But you know what I'm saying? We don't, those things need to come out. The Tony announcements, the Working Wonder announcements, all of that can come out. Plus on top of that, I deleted out a whole bunch of, oh wow, Jackie, is that true that the 37 viewers was at the 37-minute mark? Very good. Double whammy. Yeah, gone. There we go. Just completely gone. Fell right out of my head. Aphrodite's going to yell at me for this one. It shows. The other thing I've been deleting out is like a lot of posts that have pertaining to deadlines. Like for example, you know, we don't need to leave timeline. We don't need to leave posts on the timeline that your last day to sign up for Dante's class is a month and a half ago. right? We don't need to leave on there that your last, like yesterday, here's your last chance to get Dante's class for $5. When it's gone, there's no reason to keep it there, right? So it's gone. So I'm not deleting. I'm not deleting like your posts. Like if you want to share pictures or your t-shirts and all that stuff, we're not deleting any of that stuff. But like I said, we're basically cleaning up the timeline to get rid of things that are just cluttering it up. Um, Even though there is a search function in the group that you can type in keywords or whatever and see what comes up. Um, Not everybody thinks to do that. A lot of people just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and they can't get to, they can't get to it. So, and again, if you've ever tried to go back even 3 months, holy cow. I mean, the density of stuff that's in the group now is just, you know, so I have to clean it up. So basically, if you're looking for a show that you can't find, go to our YouTube channel. Just search for Float the Convention at YouTube. And there I do believe it is Float the Convention, because it's not our website. Yes, you did. I missed Dante's class for $5. That ended yesterday. So there you go. So if you, like I said, so if you can't find something or whatever, if it's a show, go to YouTube and chances are you'll find it. Again, we've been doing that now for the last 3 months, I believe, 2 or 3 months. All the shows that we are producing now get uploaded to YouTube, and then that way they're there. And we're also, we're trying to reach a new demographic as well, a new set of people that we're not necessarily reaching right now. So at least that's the hope. So the only other real quick announcement I'm going to make is about 1 Million Bubbles. The 1 Million Bubbles project is coming up. It's scheduled for the last weekend of April. It's April 24th and 25th. We have yet to determine an actual theme or if we're going to even have a theme. I'm kind of along the lines of just keeping it about caring for each other and looking out for each other. I don't know that, and I don't necessarily want to put artistic limitations on it. But I think, if the general concept is to show compassion for each other as people, which is what the 1 Million Bubbles project was supposed to do in the first place, then I think that's a safe enough theme. And then we just let everybody interpret it the way they want to. Oh, wow, Lisa, thank you very much. Lisa McIntyre posted a link in this chat. Hey, there's 37 again. Lisa posted the link to our YouTube channel in the chat. So don't forget to subscribe. So that way you'll get notifications from the obnoxious Steve Jones when videos go up online. So there's that. Okay, so with all that being said, I have now officially covered everything I need to chat about tonight. Yes, it is, Theresa. Being kind is always a good thing. At this time, I would like to give a shout out to my fellow hosts. Don't forget that tomorrow night is TMI with Theresa Harding. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you very much. Hannah just subscribed. TMI is Theresa Harding and her one-woman variety show. She is continuing her interview segment in 3 Minutes with T with balloon couples, being that it's the month of love in February. And undoubtedly, she will have an interesting drum update. For those of you that aren't aware, drum stands for the Dress Roscoe Up movement. It's a thing. She will undoubtedly have an incredible musical number that you will enjoy. And on top of that, just a lot of good, warm, fuzzy feelings when it's all over. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Then on Tuesday, as always, the one, the only Tuesdays with Tony, taking place on Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I have to say that I have not had. I did not realize how many people have been so incredibly connected to that show. It is kind of amazing. In the last week or two, the number of people that have reached out to me and shared with me how important that show has been to them. I don't think that Mr. Cooper truly appreciates what his organized chaos has created. It's funny because he used to get very upset with that statement. I made a joke one day in a description about the show that it was organized chaos, and I think what he focused on the chaos when I was actually focusing for him on the organized part, because chaos was all of us, and organized was Tony wrangling everybody in. But but it's amazing the number of people that have been so incredibly inspired, driven, saved to some extent, even by Tuesdays with Tony. And Crystal Rutten, where else can I get parenting advice? I imagine there's a million mom groups out there. That'll be wrong. No, I'm kidding. Parenting advice for balloon people. So there you go. Yeah, so if you've never been on the call, anybody can be on the call. Anyone can be on the call. Okay. Everybody thinks it's just a set group of people. Anybody can be on the call. And what you do is, see, the problem is we can't post the link publicly anymore because Float got bombed. And it's my fault. It's totally my fault, because what I used to do is I used to put the link to the group on YouTube. And then what happened was a group of YouTube bombers found it. And then literally every week on Tony's show, they just started attacking his show, like every week attacking his show. And so that's why the group had to go private. And that's why Tony doesn't post the link in the group anymore, because we just want to make sure that none of those bombers are still around anymore. So Tony has the link private. So if you want to get on the call, message anybody on the call and say, can somebody send me the link? And we'll absolutely send it to you. Every single one of you is invited to join. No, Matt Lewis, it's only chaos when you I can't get all the pictures to show at once. Oh, that's when it's chaos. That's when it's chaos. So there's that. And then of course, Wednesday night are the Ladies of Working Wonders, which has proven to be a absolute hit with a lot of people. The Working Wonders show is really doing very well as far as connecting with people, and it's part coffee klatch, part going to school. And it's great. It's great. I mean, and when I say coffee klatch, I just mean it's like water cooler talk. It's kind of like it's got that Tuesdays with Tony feel, and that it is a degree of water cooler talk, because it's four women that are chatting together about their lives and their businesses. But at the same time, there's also a lot of information that's being exchanged about how they do their businesses, about how the equipment they buy, whatever, and how they handle jobs and how they handle this and that. It's great. And I have it on very good authority that this Wednesday they have a very special they have not an in-studio guest, but a very special guest joining them this week that they want to surprise you with. So I know who it is, but I'm not telling you. So yeah, tune in this Wednesday night. And apparently the individual that is joining them on Wednesday night is, rumor has it, they're pretty well connected with Float, as far as like they're very important to Float 2022. So you might want to check in to see what's going to happen Wednesday night. So there's that. There you go, Lisa. This is me personally inviting you to Tuesdays with Tony. So there you go. Join in for the fun. So let's recap what I talked about tonight. Float Foundation. If you signed up for Melissa's class, you will get an email from me tomorrow morning, bright and early, with all of your instructions that you need to log in on Tuesday. The class itself is Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. in Paducah, Kentucky, where Melissa will be teaching from. By no later than Friday the 26th, you will officially have a link sent to you for the free replay. You will then get 4 weeks to replay the video for free. Then from March 27th, on March 27th, if you did not pre-enroll for the class, you can buy the class as a digital download. Then, if you did pre-enroll in the class, you will have 1 week from March 27th through April 3rd to purchase the video at $5. Okay? That is the Melissa timeline. And also, I'm very happy because I've seen what she's going to be teaching, and I'm very excited. I'm really, there's some very interesting stuff in there that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. So that's going to be this Tuesday. Don't forget, email blasts that are now coming out to you are being sent from info@floatconvention.com. So stop looking for Steve Jones. Start looking for Aphrodite Gonzalez or info@floatconvention.com, or just flat out floatconvention.com in your email. Okay, look for that. The hotel, remember, check the activity schedule on the Float website before you try to book your room, because the dates that are on the convention, or the dates that are on the hotel link that you were sent, if you are fully paid, are not the dates of the convention. They are the dates that the hotel discounts are available. Okay, so make sure you go to the schedule first to see when you want to come in, and then book your dates. Okay. And finally, if you're having a hard time finding recent shows or whatever, it's because I've been deleting stuff off the timeline to try to clean it up and get it more easily accessible for more things that are coming. More than likely, what's going to start happening is we're going to start having a monthly purge. Every month, I'm going to go through and delete stuff out. But what's happening now is once a show goes live onto YouTube, I might leave it up for a day or two, and then I'm going to delete it out and send you there. Okay? Because the point is to try to keep the timeline as fresh and as relevant as possible, without people having to keep digging and digging and digging. And don't forget that 1 Million Bubbles is coming up April 24th and 25th. Okay, I want to go back. Natasha had brought up something, and I didn't mean to let it go by me here. I only catch the part that streams here because I don't feel like I'm cool enough. Okay. Natasha. First of all, that is the silliest thing I've ever heard. Second of all, you are absolutely cool enough because you're registered for Float. Trust me, there's a lot of people out there that want to meet you and want to get to know you. There's quite a few people right now that are in that call that haven't even been to Float yet and are regular people that call in. And I'll give you a really good example. Theresa Harding has never been to Float. She's never been yet. And yet she's there every week. So by all means, Natasha, please join us. You are more than welcome to join us. And I will make sure personally, that you get the link so that you can join us on Tuesday. Okay? So keep that in mind. That's right. That absolutely right. Oh, Debbie Levy. That's not what I was saying. So Debbie Levy just said, I am the least cool person there. And of course, that's not what I was laughing at. I was laughing. I thought that somebody else said something. I was misreading a bunch of stuff. What's funny is that yeah, absolutely. Everybody wants to get to know you. That's yeah. Don't even do that. Let's see here. And there's Marisol. Marisol, nice to meet you. There you go. See, now look at this. There you go. Natasha, there's already a whole bunch of people. Okay, here you go. I don't feel like I have much to add to the conversation since I've been locked up at home with a 2-year-old for a year. I forgot to interact with adults. Well, guess what? This will give you the chance to remember. You know what? You should absolutely join. And see, look, there's all these people jumping in there. You should absolutely join. Absolutely get in here. Look at all these people. Look at all these people that are jumping in, Natasha, telling you should come in. That right there should tell you you are welcome to be on that call. And this is for everybody. Everybody. It's just a fun thing that everybody gets to do. So we hope you'll join us and be part of that as well. There is one more thing I want to bring up before I let you all go. And see, here I was saying I didn't have much to talk about tonight, and it just went out the window. So here's the one thing that I do need to remind everybody. First of all, I'm trying to look where Roscoe might be. I don't know where he is. I'm guessing he's in his box. You know what? Before I get to my last note, I guess, since the contracts have had to change a little bit, I need to go. Yep, there he is. He's in trailer number 1. And clearly he's been disturbed because, he just was woken up by my footsteps coming over here. This is how hard Roscoe works for Step Chat. He's okay. Oh, and now all the hearts go flying. Oh, now everybody loves that. Hey, yeah, there you go. Um, so there you go. Yes, that's very true. That's all he really does. I swear to God. No, it's not true. Um, what's really funny too, on a side note, is that so many of you, many of you know that. Well, if you know Alexa, you know that she recently lost her dog. I believe it was late October, early November, and she had raised that dog from a puppy. It was he made it to 16 years. We had a sweet 16 party for him here at the shop outside during COVID. Her cat at home grew up with him, so she's still very much in mourning. So we've been trying to bring her cat from home here more often, so that he's not alone all day. Because apparently, like, Alexa firmly believes that cat is still very much in mourning for Kansas. And so, and what's great about it is that Roscoe absolutely wants to be friends with this cat. The problem is the other cat wants nothing to do with him yet. So we're hoping, we're working on it. We're working on it. The best part is like Roscoe and the rabbit, like Skittles, they get along really well now. And it's funny because Roscoe will hunt Skittles. If we let Skittles out, Roscoe will go hunting him and pounce on him and everything else, and but not like hurting him or hurting her. You know, no paws or no claws or anything, just paws and playing around. But then again, I don't know that the rabbit knows it's playing, which is interesting. But yeah, so there's that. Okay, there is one more thing I want to bring up real quick, and then we'll let everybody go. For those of you that have signed up last year with the 75 for 75 plan, you really need to start looking into that quickly. As of right now, you have just over 3 months to go. March, April, May. Because your payment deadline is June 1st. Many people that signed up for the 75 for 75 plan back in May and June of last year have not made a single payment yet. And what's going to happen is when that deadline comes up, I am going to be inundated by people asking for extensions. And it's going to fall on deaf ears. By that time, you will have had a year to pay off less than $300. I know a lot of you have been dealing with some tough times, but it was pointed out by one person on one of these calls before that if all you had done is made a $20 payment every month leading up to that point, you would have less than $50 left to pay off your balance. And we've been sending reminder notices. You know, we sent everybody a reminder notice at the beginning of this month, and we will continue to send reminder notices. And some of you have been really good. Some people actually jumped in and went, oh, that's right, I got to pay that. And then boom, they paid it and it was done. But guys, I really, really mean it. You know, please take advantage of this, because remember, if you are not paid in full by June 1st, your registration will increase to $5.99. I'm not kicking you out of Float, but you're not getting the cheap discount either. Okay, so it has to be paid in full by June 1st. And I feel like I need to remind everybody of that, because there's still a lot of people out there. There's almost 100 of you that are still in that system where you well, that still owe on the payments, and that's fine. I mean, it's not, I'm not judging for owing on payments, but there's a lot of you. I mean, I would say of those almost 100 people, I'd say the vast majority of you have not even paid anything towards that payment yet. So just keep that in mind. The closer you get to the cutoff date, the bigger that number feels. So I would really look into trying to get paid up as much as you can. No, Benita, you're not getting, no, Benita, no. Benita, you said I'm paid off, but I'm getting the reminders. No, Benita, I responded to your email earlier today. What you did was you found an email from January 30th. Okay. And in that same email, it says in there that if you're part of the 75 for 75 plan, disregard all this. So that's what it is. The reminders that are going out to people are not e-blasts from Float. The reminders that are going out to people are the copy of their invoice through PayPal. So that is what the reminders are. Okay, that's what's happening. So there you go. Keep that in mind. By the way, Benita, I want to thank you. You actually did me a really big favor today. I was completely unaware that the activity page on the Float website was still listed for a past convention. So thank you. I just kind of negated it for the time being and took everything off of it. And I'll update it as I go. But thank you for letting me know that, because sadly, it still had stuff for 2019 on it. So there we go. This year feels like it's flying by so fast. We'll be floating in no time. Christy, I, it is flying by. I really hope not, because I got a lot of stuff to do between now and then. Yeah, I really do. I'm still amazed at how fast last year went. For a year that stopped, for a year that everything stopped, God, it went by fast, didn't it? So there we go. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any questions from anybody, so we're gonna leave it at that for now. So it's 7 o'clock. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate you all being here tonight. Again, don't forget TMI tomorrow with Theresa Harding. Tuesdays with Tony, and Wednesday night, the Ladies of Working Wonders. All of those at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. There we go. Benita, I'm trying to get my competition people together. All right, Benita, keep one thing in mind about the competitions. And this is, as of right now, the competitions are still tentative. Okay. We're not sure yet what we can do. I've mentioned this in a couple of step chats. I know I mentioned it on Tuesdays or on Float Friday. As of right now, and in the COVID policies, we don't know what we're going to be able to do as far as the competitions go. Okay, so this is a thing. So what I'm telling everybody right now, don't get too invested yet. Okay, keep that in mind. If we have to enact COVID protocols, I could do this really quickly. This is all spelled out in the COVID protocols that are on the Float website. If we have to enact the COVID protocols for Float, like social distancing and everything else, the entrance to court competition will be extended to 6 hours of time, but it will be cut down to only 2 people. The centerpiece competition will be the same. The sculpture competition will be completely dropped. The foil competition and the organic competition will also be extended to 6 hours as opposed to 4, but again, cut back to 2 people only, because we have to do the whole social distancing 6-foot thing if that's the case. So it does mean that there would only be 4 competitions this year, not 5. Now, before everybody freaks out, no one has determined this is final yet. But what I'm telling everybody is, please don't get too invested, okay? And there is one other thing that I do want to remind everybody, and I hate to go out on a note like this, but it's something I do have to remind everybody. And tonight is as good a time to say it as any. If the state of Illinois says we can't have groups that big leading up to Float, we can't have Float. So keep in mind that this is all still very contingent on where we are. The state of Illinois, for those of you that don't know, has 5 phases. And right now, they're in phase 4. The problem is there is a humongous jump from phase 4 to phase 5. Phase 4 is you're allowed to have up to 50 people at an event. You're allowed up to 50 non-related people at an event is what you're allowed. And that's only in certain parts of Illinois. Like each county's got different standings or whatever. So the bottom line is, to go from 50 to 500, 600, 700 people is a big jump. We don't know yet. They could turn around and say, well, we've just created a phase 4A. We've just created a phase 4B. We've just created a phase 4C. So all of this is still very, very fluid. And a year ago, well, we're not even at a COVID year yet, but a year ago, I never thought for 1 second that we would be saying, wow, there's a possibility we may not be able to have float. And everyone I've been talking to people for a year now, or for less than a year, and it's all been like, oh no, this will all be over by then, or at least we'll be able to do the event by then. And now we don't even know. We don't know. It's entirely up to the state of Illinois as to whether or not we're going to be allowed to do it. So let's all hope for the best, plan for the worst, and keep it moving. But in the meantime, I just want to remind everybody that you guys are doing an amazing job. Stick with it, stay strong, keep plugging away, don't give up, and know that we're always here for you. Okay? I'll see you next week. Thanks a lot. Bye.